but they do seem to be a bit of a premium in the streaming age. Right, cool. And so with that, let us go on to Holly. Holly, turning back the clock and watching Grey's Anatomy. This is not a rewatch of these seasons.
Not a rewatch.
You're just catching up with
Yes.
five years of Grey's Anatomy.
Yes, so it's 4 series I've watched. I've just checked. I've watched 16, 17, 18, 19. Did I start with 16? Is it 5 series?
Oh,
It might be 5 series.
I
Either
confess I
way,
haven't seen any, so you might have to
Pan-
fill me in from the beginning.
pandemic to present.
It's
We've just
it's
finished
not
season 21. It's been
okay.
going a long time.
Okay, yeah, exactly. It's been going a very long time. and let me hold my hand up and say I do have an anti-Grey's Anatomy bias. All right. I have an anti-Grey's Anatomy bias. For my money, it's pretty much a soap opera in a hospital, and I can't believe it's been going on all these years. How many times can they tell the same storyline or give you a slight thing on a different But anyway, so because
Is
it
it
can't
still going though? Is it a live thing? Is it still they're still pumping them out?
they're still pumping
Yep,
them out.
Season 22 starts in October.
It is the
wow.
live action Simpsons with none of the laughs.
So it's been going on for 22 years then, effectively.
Yes,
That
it's
must be the
it
case.
started
Wowzers.
it started the same year as Scrubs, and I started the same year as Scrubs, and I remember I started watching them at the beginning, and even in Scrubs, there's bits where they laugh, they make fun of Grey's Anatomy during Scrubs because they say like it's like somebody essentially just. I think JD has a line where he says like somebody watched the lives and put them on TV, saying that Grey's Anatomy was just sort of like copying Scrubs, but with a more dramatic bent. But
Oh, I thought Scrubs.
okay,
Back in the day.
so tell me, so Holly, tell us what is happening.
Very quick summary.
Yes,
Grey's
what is
Anatomy,
Meredith Grey getting up to 20
yes,
years in?
a 21 series, a 21 season series, a hospital drama by Shonda Rhimes that is set in a hospital in Seattle, and it begins at the very start with and now my mind goes completely blank and I forget what her
Meredith
name
Grey.
is. Well, I was thinking who plays her. Meredith Grey,
Oh,
who is the
Ellen Pompeo.
Ellen Pompeo playing Meredith Grey, the eponymous doctor from the series, whilst it also references the medical Bible,
Anatomy
Grey's
book.
Anatomy.
Yeah.
It covers the progress of her and her friends and people
Well-
she encounters in the hospital over many years. Involves a lot of people sticking it out for a really long time. In the original cast, a number of them are still there. Good and bad, exciting things happening, disconcerting numbers of exciting things. I mean, I lose track of the number of potential plane crashes they can have, and fires,
And car crashes and train crashes and all, and people who work in the hospital being in peril, and people shooting people in the hospital, and yeah.
it's quite overwhelming. I picked it back up again at season 16, which started at the beginning of the pandemic, they stopped filming for the pandemic and then they started filming again, and therefore filmed on the basis of the pandemic, which is why I haven't gone back to watch it, because it felt a bit too raw and a bit too real.
Yeah.
Once working through that, it continues to be a very enjoyable TV series that is ultimately, bit of a, not quite a soap opera, but not far off a soap opera in a hospital, with a good cast, some interesting medicine, much of which is based upon, is not inaccurate, which is always pleasing. It's a cast of generally very pretty looking people, which, as Shonda Rhimes series invariably are. It's a solid watch. It's well constructed. It's well written. It's well acted. The cast are have standalone independent careers. You'll see them in other places doing decent roles, and it's managed to stand the test of time, because keeping going for 21 seasons is something of an achievement in this day and age for anything that's not a classic soap.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it is an achievement. It is a very big achievement, and it means that they have found something that works. And even with my anti-Grey's Anatomy bias, I can recognize that. Look, that is impressive to do that. It's just, And also the show was something of a star maker in that there were people who started in the original group of residents. You had Katherine Heigl, you had Sandra Oh, who pretty much got launched into public consciousness with Grey's Anatomy, and then went on to other things, went to other bigger things, and yeah, you had Patrick Dempsey. It was what actually brought Patrick Dempsey back from sort of 80s heartthrob to grown up McDreamy status, where everybody and
Yes.
yeah, and this is the McDreamy show. If anybody, because there'll be people who have heard the term McDreamy and don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
That comes
That's
from
me.
that'll be Sharon. So McDreamy, if anybody refer to somebody as McDreamy, they're talking
Yes.
about Patrick Dempsey's character in Grey's Anatomy, the early seasons. It was what relaunched him, brought him back to public consciousness, and he got to the point where he got big enough to leave the show. And
Exactly. It was McDreamy and McSweet and
McSteamy.
McDreamy and McStreamy. Yeah, Steamy. Yes.
yeah, McDreamy and McSteamy.
Though I think he may also have left the show for complicated reasons too. So I think
involving
it's
involving contracts and stuff.
yes, I think so.
And
Possibly
they
some undesirable behaviour on
and
set or something.
and showing essentially going on with my whole that this is a soap opera. This show is a soap opera thing, and if I'm correct, they write him out of the show in a very Joey Tribbiani, Dr. Drake Ramore, Dr. Drake Ramore, Days of Our Lives way. if I remember, so they write him out of the show in a way just like, yeah, he ain't coming back. So
Though he may have popped up again.
probably
Briefly,
there's
recently.
probably going to be a flashback, or there's going to be a twin. It's a soap opera.
It's an enjoyable watch again. It's well, I mean, obviously I'm not then. I have enjoyed going back to a series that I didn't start when it first came on, but have enjoyed periodically over the years, and watching the latest series was a pleasure. And I am looking forward to the next one, and I'm going to give it a 4-star.